Hello everyone, I'm Yoshikigami, President of Boss. I'm talking from Japan. Hi Matt.
Hi Yoshi-san. Yeah, my name's Matt Knight. I'm the European Product Manager for Boss, and welcome to Talk with Boss, our weekly live stream discussing various topics about Boss products. Yoshi-san, do you want to introduce today's theme?
Yeah, today we are going to talk about delay. We have a lot of delay units and also long history.
Yeah, my favorite subject. Um, so, Yoshi-san, why don't you start by talking about the transition of different delay types through Roland and Boss history?
Yes, I should talk with tape echo first. Your favorite stuff, Matt?
Yes, I have one here.
Wow, very
It's
good condition.
kind of my pride and joy.
Yeah. It was 1973. We released the RE100 and 200. So Matt, you had 201. So
That's
is
right, yeah.
1974. So
Yeah,
then
crazy.
we released the analog delay. First one was DM1 in
Yeah,
1978.
big
And
box one.
yeah, 1981, DM2 was released.
Oh, yeah, it feels like doesn't feel like that long ago almost. But
Yeah,
I guess importantly as well, DM1 used a different delay chip to BBD, right?
yeah. So BBD is very famous, everybody knows. But DM1 used CCD, which is
Right.
now very famous as an image sensor. It's
Yeah.
very much high speed and high efficiency, but a little bit expensive. So that is developed to image sensor. But at that
Wow.
time, that is audio for audio. So
Right. Wow.
we switched to BBD.
So almost, analog delay started a different career, and then we changed to BBD. So yeah, that's amazing.
Yes.
Not many people know that.
Then we released digital delay. First one was SD2000 in 1981.
Wow.
And also 1983, SD3000, SD1000.
Yeah.
So that time is before CD player.
That's incredible. I think sometimes you have to look at kind of a Boss or Roland product release, and then also look at what else was happening in history, and it helps customers understand that wow, this product came out before a CD player, and the technology inside is amazing.
Yeah, so I was very much I had a difficult time to explain what is digital delay to our service people. You know, so I was using kind of like a tape echo or circuit diagram, and
Okay.
what is different or something.
Yeah, I guess it was a totally new concept.
Yes,
You had
yes,
to understand the technology, and even for a service engineer, that's even more technical understanding.
yes.
Yeah.
And then 1984, Boss released the DD2. That was totally world first compact pedal digital delay.
Yeah, and that I think that is an incredible stamp on the Boss history books, because we were the first compact digital delay pedal. That is a totally unique piece of history, and now it's totally common. But then it must have been surprising for musicians.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that was very short battery time. You know.
Yeah, I think it must have been, even though short battery time, amazing that someone could have original compact digital delay pedal at that time and still use a battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we had DD20 in 2003 and DD500. in 2015. So last year we released the DD200.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know,
in a new shape as well.
yeah, DD is not only DD2. We have DD2, 3, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 3T, and 8.
Yeah. And I almost have all of them. Almost a complete collection.
Wow.
But yeah, I think it's one of our longest running projects. You know, almost. You know, DD has been with us for a very, very long time. And I think what's amazing is that Yoshi-san, you were involved in the development of SDE 3000, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
After we released the SDE 2000, SDE 2000 was created by discrete logic ICs.
Okay.
And also that is not programmable, right?
Right.
And at that time, we were working with some university professor who is specialist of acoustic architecture design or something.
Okay.
And that people wanted to much stable kind of like a delay line.
Right.
Which is same to studio people, recording engineer people.
Yeah.
So we decided to make a high spec digital delay.
Right.
So that, you know, SDE 3000 has a very much wider dynamic range, over 100 dB.
Wow.
And also there's 17 kilohertz frequency response.
Right. Yeah.
It's a kind of like a strange number, 17 kilohertz. You know, sampling ratio is 43.6 kilohertz.
Right. Okay.
So that means one sampling time is 22.9 microsecond.
Wow.
And we are using 64 kilo DRAM.
Okay.
64 kilo DRAM has 65,536 or 65,536 steps. You can calculate 22.9 microsecond and 65,536. That is 1.5 sec.
Right. Okay. Wow. And I guess all of that, you know, added into a delay unit that was, you know, gave, you know, great sound, a great headroom, as you say, for studio guys, but also a musical character for many players in a live situation. Was there any difficulty in development of SDE 3000?
Yes.
In terms of art?
Yes. Because first one is gate array, right?
Yeah.
This is a first sample of gate array.
That's a great piece.
I introduced this on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this still works.
Wow. You should build a new one.
And also we are you know, selecting a lot of parts. So registers, capacitors, everything. We did the A/B comparison. Even you know, operational amplifier, but we decided to use discrete amplifier because operational amplifier has each operational amplifier is having a different character, but it's not easy to adjust a little bit sound.
Okay.
But discrete circuit, we can adjust the sound.
Okay.
So even, you know, same gain amplifier, same order resistors, 10 kilo ohm, 10 kilo ohm, and 100 kilo ohm, 100 kilo ohm, same gain, but sound different. So we adjusted all the things. It took a long time.
And I guess that's the thing, is that all of that adds into the final product and the final sound character of that delay unit. And I said many famous people have used it, including I guess that one of the most famous for you is Steve Vai, right?
Yeah. So I should introduce this one.
Yeah.
Can you see? Yeah, we made this panel and introducing a story with Steve Vai to everybody visiting our office. Yeah, he was touring with two SD3000 all over the world.
Wow.
And that at that time that was very much trend. Such a world-class guitarist always wants to use Rackman tower and also two stack of guitar amplifier. So they wanted stereo cross feedback delay. That's provided very much gorgeous sound.
Yeah, huge sound. I think many people refer to it at that time kind of wet dry or wet dry wet. So you could run two SDE 3000s and run them into stereo amps, and huge sound live and in the studio.
Yeah, but studio guys a little bit different. Most of the studio equipped 3 or 4 units of SD3000. They used each delay for 1 unit.
Yeah, the kind of crazy setup.
Yeah.
But I guess as we said, the SDE 3000 has its own musical character, and I think Eric Johnson used one, Steve Lukather, and I think maybe even like Eddie Van Halen. Many people used it live and in the studio. And talking about SDE 3000 kind of leads on to the next part, which is the compact pedal, which came after SDE 3000. And as we said, the first one was 1984. It was like a revolution. But how did the Boss team realize DD2 in the compact pedal?
Yeah, so when we designed the gate array and we got this first sample, one Boss engineer came up to our office because he had the news of this chip.
Wow.
And for guitarists, digital delay is kind of like a dream machine at that time. And he was looking at this device, and he brought a compact pedal, not DD, but oh, he said we can put this gate array into the compact pedal.
Wow.
So
it's
that is
like
totally starting of that idea for them. So this is DD2. Maybe you can see inside. This is a chip. This is mass production chip, so plastic package. But the sample was a ceramic package. And also you can see, almost same size of the pedal.
Yeah, it's incredible because in these ones the chip is the exact size.
Yes.
It's almost not kind of choice, almost like a fate almost, and I guess one of the important parts of the whole production is the quality and stability of different parts, right, when it goes into this product for mass production.
Yeah. Also, we need to much more availability, for producing our quantity. Yeah,
I guess when we produce on such kind of a high level, it's important that we maintain quality and look at different parts, which leads on to the next subject, which is Waza pedal, because when you came on as Boss president, obviously Waza was a project of yours. So, what's the background in the kind of part selection and the idea
Yeah.
for DM2?
So originally we were purchasing a BBD MN3005 from Panasonic.
Right.
But
Yes.
they discontinued the BBD.
Yeah.
So we wanted to keep producing DM2, but we couldn't. So we stopped. We discontinued the DM2, all BBD stuff. But before we released the Waza DM2 some years ago, I heard a news. Somebody started to reproduce some BBD stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
So I asked my engineers to investigate the possibility, and we got some samples and tested the samples. That was kind of good.
Yeah.
So we purchased much more quantity and tested. But that is not so much stable. So we decided to set our screening condition. And also before making product, we did the screening for all the BBDs. So some ratio will be rejected, but it's okay. The first production was kind of good. But second or third production, we had a trouble. All same production lot of BBD was not so good. So we had to destroy all the thing. So that is good because we did screening as a preventive action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise making all PCB and DM2, we cannot destroy everything.
Yeah.
So we learned that thing. So now we are purchasing much more quantity. Even if some lot all bad stuff, we can have enough quantity.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing for us. Obviously mass producing and a big scale. We want to make sure that we have all the right parts, but also customers expect the kind of best quality from us.
We have to guarantee both quality and also, people expecting both quality. So that's using such kind of layer parts is kind of risky, but with enough preparation, maybe we can use. So we decided to make DM2W.
Yeah. And I think maybe some people don't understand the levels that we go to make sure that we maintain that part's quantity and quality in production. So that leads on to the last topic, which is the digital delay. So in today's market, there are many digital delay pedals, but many customers want a vintage digital delay sound like a DD2 or SDE. Could you maybe explain the differences between the kind of classic vintage and the more modern?
So digital delay's history is always chasing better sound quality.
Yes.
Why vintage sound is warm? That was a limitation in that day. We couldn't produce wider frequency range. So we had no way. Tape echo is a little bit different. That is kind of like different character, and recording head magnetic saturation gives us nice compression sound or something.
Yes.
But this delay always chasing better sound. So now we have a high sampling ratio and high resolution of digital bit. So the original sound is totally getting better and very much straight. And also we have another capability, DSP capability, for changing sound, filtering or modeling something. So now we are based on very flat, kind of like high fidelity sound. then
Yes.
we can make something analog feel by using digital technology.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, like you say, the modern delay pedals we can kind of manipulate or change, but vintage delays, digital delays were limited by technology.
Mhm.
And that sort of leads on to this next question, which is obviously DD500 is our flagship
Mhm.
delay unit, 32-bit 96K sound engine, and has a very high quality sound with it. But inside, we created a vintage digital delay algorithm.
Mhm.
How do you characterize the sound of the vintage digital delay like SD3000?
Yeah. So my engineer told me they wanted to simulate SD3000 because they knew Steve Vai's story. That was
Yeah.
right after the story.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. But the first prototype I checked, there are some missing parameters like a phase,
Okay.
filters. So I said, oh,
Right.
it's no meaning to just simulate output sound, kind of like a delay sound of the
Yeah.
SD3000,
Yeah.
because phase and filter, they are very much important. For example,
Yeah.
filter switch, filter function. I simulated RE201 feedback frequency response.
Oh wow! I
Yeah.
had no idea.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh,
Always learn. I always learn from you.
okay. Yeah. Of course, at that time we were designed very much high spec delay, but I did final check by guitar,
Yeah.
Stratocaster and guitar amp.
Right.
Then sound should be much more musical. So, and also at that time we didn't have a reverb unit. So
Right. Okay.
the stereo delay, sometimes we can make something reverb feeling, right?
Right. Okay.
For making reverb feeling, such warm feedback is very important.
Yeah.
And also modulation, a little bit slightly modulation. So
Yeah.
we decided to simulate RE201 feedback sound
Wow. Okay.
because
So
RE201 sounds really nice and gorgeous.
yeah, I think obviously many of our products have a kind of SDE3000 style in them now.
Mm.
I think it's an incredible sound. That feedback, the modulation is a very different sound to a kind of very high fidelity digital delay. Say, you said earlier to me before we started that we can't control the input or the output of an effect. So we must control the sound character inside the box and make it very musical for musicians.
So right now we can simulate such kind of things by using DSP. And luckily I can teach my people what is important for sound. So another example is how to simulate tape echo.
Right.
Frequency response is important, but as I said, magnetic head compression and also wow. The funny story is, one guy made a simulation, wow, and also flutter. Flutter is not good for sound, but actually tape echo has a flutter.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a noise, Sometimes makes some harsh sound. So I said, no need to simulate flutter, only wow. This is important.
Right.
So please remove flutter.
Right. Okay. It's I think there's as we've discussed today, there are so many components and ideas that make up the final sound character of the product. And it kind of leads to the last question here, which is someone asked, how well do you think DD500 holds up to the competition? And are there any plans for firmware update for
Oh,
DD500?
yeah. We have a limited engineers, so we released a lot of stuff recently, like
Yeah,
DD200. So
yeah,
if you guys have any specific requests, please let us know. We can realize that thing, and also it might be possible to have latest new function, which DD8 or
ah,
DD200 have.
yeah, yeah. A DD8 has the kind of glitch mode,
Yeah.
right? That's some changes in DD. And I think that's a really important message that you're saying to people. Let us know what you want, and we can try and incorporate where possible. Obviously, I know it's not always easy, but I think it's nice for people to know they can be involved in a small way in the development of a kind of next evolution of Boss digital delays.
Yes.
So that's everything that we have time for today. I really hope that was enjoyable. I even learned something from you, Yoshi-san. That's great. So please let us know what you thought in the comments below on this post. Next week, our next one will be July 22nd, 8 a.m. UK time, midnight LA time, or 4 p.m. Japanese time. Yoshi-san, do you want to introduce next week's theme?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about JB2 Angry Driver collaboration with
Yeah.
JHS.
Yeah, and there's a great story, and I'm sure there'll be many questions about that product as well. So
I also, much more talk about the delay. We need 1 day, 2 days.
yeah, maybe we should write a book, or we'll have to do a very long interview, because you have many involvements in Boss throughout that history for delay. So I know there'll be many more, and if anyone's got any questions or anything, let us know, and maybe we'll do another one in the future. But we'll make an announcement for next week. Please feel free to add your questions, and we'll speak to you then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye-bye.